news at 12 noon today, 25th of September 2023. On the news this afternoon, group asks Rivers State government to release list of those employed into civil service. Fire guts officers of Supreme Court. Tribunal in Lagos State to deliver judgment on petitions challenging Governor Sanwo-Olu's victory. Gunmen kidnap Benue State Commissioner, local government chairman. On the foreign scene, Burundi president condemns coup rumors. And now to the stories. I am Jude Omamigwe. Good afternoon. The chairman of Rivers Indigenous NGOs and Civil Society Network, Tombari Dumka Kote, is calling on the Rivers State Council Civil Service Commission to publish the list of applicants who passed the aptitude test to be employed into the civil service. Mr. Dumka Kote made the call while speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire program today. He said publishing the list of shortlisted applicants will ensure transparency. He also said that his group is carrying out investigations to ascertain the credibility of the shortlisted candidates.
We are doing a whole lot of underground findings. As I'm speaking to you, we have over 100 persons. We've called out Rivers people who have applied for this job, who wrote exams and who have not gotten these text messages to come up. We would not know whether they passed this exam or not, but that is why we are saying the commission should publish its name.
I recall that Mr. Dumka Kote had faulted the ongoing recruitment exercise, accusing the State Civil Service Commission of politicizing the recruitment process and denying qualified indigenes of Rivers State the opportunity to be employed based on merit. The group has also been given an ultimatum for the suspension of the recruitment exercise if the text message invite approach for physical interview is not addressed. Moving on, a human rights activist, Israel Joe, has petitioned the acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbatu, alleging extortion of over 80 million naira by an assistant commissioner of police in Rivers State and two others. Mr. Joe, who petitioned the IGP on behalf of Atubi Davidson, accused the assistant commissioner of police in charge of Rivers State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department, Olayinka Ajayigbe, and two other officers, Emmanuel Eteng and Uche Ada, of collecting the money after breaking into Davidson's house. According to the petition, the team of policemen led by ACP Ajayigbe on September the 14th arrested Davidson, who also allegedly took 80 million naira kept in the house. The petition further said the operatives of the police also made away with a gold chain valued at 4 million naira and two cars belonging to Davidson, who works as a task force chairman securing oil facilities in River State. Reacting to this, the spokesperson of the River State Police Command, SP Grace Iringe Koko, said the accusations were distortions of facts to misinform the public. SP Iringe Koko, in a statement, explained that the suspects were arrested on allegations of involvement in cybercrime and ritualistic activities. According to the statement, during the arrest, the police operatives discovered substantial sums of money in both domestic and foreign currencies hidden in the ceiling. She said the inability of the suspects to provide a satisfactory account for the origin of the money led to his transfer to the SCID for further investigation. She said that while in custody, it was discovered that the suspect had a urinary catheter in his stomach, which necessitated a medical assessment. She said the suspect was later released to a reliable surety. The statement further said that some money was released to the suspect on compassionate grounds for his medical care, while the remaining amount was meticulously documented and entrusted to the exhibit keeper. In another development, the governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, has condemned the kidnapping of the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Matthew Abo, and former chairman Ukom local government area, Ilorashima Iruka. While Mr. Abo was kidnapped by gunmen in his Sankara home at about 8 p.m. on Sunday, Mr. Iruka was abducted on Saturday. Governor Alia, in a statement, asked security operatives to ensure their release. A section of the Supreme Court was on fire this morning. Reports say the incident began around 6 a.m., originating from Chamber 5 on the 4th floor of the Supreme Court building, specifically within the Justices' chambers. The chambers are situated behind the courtrooms of the court, with Chamber 5 occupied by Justice Mohammed Salawa. The Supreme Court Fire Service promptly responded and successfully put out the fire. The fire, which affected the section of the Supreme Court in Abuja this morning, has been put out. The public relations officer of the Supreme Court, Festus Akande, tells newsmen that the fire was caused by an electrical fault from one of the chambers of the justices. He said the fire extinguishers were used to put out the fire. Mr. Akande, however, dismissed online reports that there were casualties.
There was a fire incident in Supreme Court this morning. It affected just one chamber. Supreme Court was not and is not under any evasion from hoodlums or any miscreants. It was just as a result of maybe electrical malfunction or so. There is no single connection and it will not affect anything at all in the court.
The fire is said to have started about 6 a.m. The Governorship Elections Petitions Tribunal sitting in Lagos State has started the proceeding to deliver its judgment on petitions challenging the election of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in March. The tribunal judges, led by Justice Arum Ashom, will begin with the petition of the PDP governorship candidate Abdulaziz Adediran, also known as Jandor, and later the petition of the Labour Party candidate Gbadebo Rhodes Viva. Well, still to come, private sector CSOs react ahead of NLC's meeting on indefinite strike. Stay tuned. Has accused the pastor of Christ-like rapturable ministry, Franklin William Toby, of refusing to pay back over 1,600,000 naira owed her since February 2020. Mrs. Udom said the money was borrowed from her with interest. The elderly woman, who told her story in tears, says she needs her money to take care of her health and welfare. She appealed to relevant authorities to prevail on Pastor William Toby to make a refund to her.
I'm a widow. I don't have any helper. Don't have anything to do my business again. And I'm homeless now. My landlord told me to leave the house as I no pay for 1 year and then now. So make the pastor give me my money. Now I want. Since 2020 today. Even for God to tell me my money. Even the magistrate asked him to give me money since January till now. 10 naira ain't never give me. My life don't change. I know they eat. No they feel fine. May the government help me. May the pastor give me my money. I don't have any other help.
The pastor is yet to respond to a text message sent by our correspondent. A United States District Judge, Nancy Maldonado, will today review the controversies surrounding the Chicago State University's academic documents of President Bola Tinubu, which was put on hold on Thursday. The People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar had earlier secured an order for CSU to make the president's academic records available to his legal team. Recall also that a magistrate, Jeffrey Gilbert, last Tuesday ordered Tinubu's alma mater to provide all relevant and non-privileged documents to the applicant within 2 days. The Organized Private Sector of Nigeria, OPSN, is calling on the federal government and labor unions to work harder to avert the looming disruptions of socio-economic activities across the country this week. Head of Secretariat OPSN, Segun Ajayi-Kade, said the economic indicators are not good as the economy cannot afford a nationwide strike at this time. He said government and labor need to understand that the economy is being demarketed and the livelihood of the average Nigerian is being diminished by the incessant bickering. His comment comes as the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) meets tomorrow to agree on a date for an indefinite nationwide strike over petrol subsidy removal and associated matters. The meeting, which is expected to take place online, comes after the expiration of a 21-day ultimatum given to the federal government to provide palliatives to cushion the pains associated with the recent fuel subsidy removal. It is the fourth proposed strike since June of this year.
And now, the business news.
In business, the World Bank says 40 million children in Nigeria are living in extremely poor households. The bank said this in its Global Trends in Child Monetary Poverty according to International Poverty Line's report. It noted that most children in extreme poverty lived in middle-income countries, with the total number of poor children amounting to 179.4 million. To entertainment now, some residents of Port Harcourt defied the police cancellation of the candlelight procession in the honor of late singer Mohbad on Saturday. Attendees had gathered at Pleasure Park before news of the cancellation trickled in. While many left the venue, others stayed back. One of the organizers, Segun Gbemisola, said they were disappointed that the procession was cancelled despite notifying the police. Another organizer expressed surprise that the DSS stopped them from also holding the event at a bar to honor the late musician Mohbad. Reacting to this, the River State Police Command said the organizers of the candlelight procession did not follow due process. Spokesperson for the State Command, Grace Iringikoko, said the organizers failed to give room for the police to monitor the procession. In sports, PSG star forward Kylian Mbappe went off with a suspected ankle injury as Paris Saint-Germain returned to winning ways in Ligue 1 with an easy victory over Marseille. PSG star forward tried to carry on afterwards after an early challenge with Leonardo Baledi, but went off before half-time. And finally, from the international scene, Burundi's President Evariste Ndayishimiye has condemned rumors of a coup against him while he was away for 2 weeks for meetings in Cuba and at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Barely a week after the president left the country on the 10th of September, stories of a plot against him started circulating on social media. The source of the rumors is not yet clear. In his address after arriving back to the country on Sunday night, President Ndayishimiye blamed them on people who have always wanted to paint a bad image of Burundi. Burundi has experienced more than 10 successful and failed coups. And that was the news, but before we leave, a quick recap. A group is asking the River State government to release the list of those employed into the state civil service. The fire that gutted officers of the Supreme Court has been put out. The tribunal in Lagos State is set to deliver judgment on petitions challenging Governor Sanwo-Olu's victory. Benue State governors condemned the kidnap of State Commissioner for Information and the local government chairman. And on the foreign scene, Burundi president has condemned rumors of a coup against him while he was away for meetings in Cuba and New York. The news was edited by Martha Okeri-Nkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Jude Omamibi. Thank you for joining us and have yourself a pleasant afternoon.